interesting, and it's something that's always interested me, and I've always been interested in that topic and that field. So maybe I will stay on that track.
Well, it's good to know your body, right? And
Yeah, and how it works and everything.
yeah, yeah. Well, we just met in East versus West 11.
Yeah,
We pulled against Ivan. There's no, I think it's not a secret. Like I thought you would do good. I just didn't think it's possible to win now. I thought it's not, but you did much better than I expected. Even Ivan was like really, really impressed, and I just think you need just year or two with the trajectory that you're going. How was that match? How was going in that match? Because you know the legend that is Ivan Matyushenko. Like he's the boogeyman at 110 kilos, right?
yeah, yeah.
How did it feel? How did it feel on the stage, and how did it feel afterwards? Of course, you're disappointed, right? But you definitely showed to all the arm wrestling experts things that we didn't expect, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Well, on the stage, it felt normal as usual. I already kind of got used to the stage and everything that has to do with the stage. But I guess my performance, I wouldn't say that I need a lot of time to catch up with Ivan. I actually think that I could have won that match if I just played it a bit differently, and kind of went on a different route. Uh, I'm not saying that I would win if I would have done something differently, but I think would have had a better chance of winning. Um, and I definitely think that I learned a lot from that match, and it's an experience that I will never forget, of course. And I was kind of nervous after the first round that I've lost, but I had a lot of things planned out, and I kind of didn't lose hope. Um, Even felt quite uncomfortable in the hand, not in the setup itself. The setup was really fair, and he wasn't really taking advantage of anything. But his hand just felt really rough, and like a strong arm wrestling hand. Like really, really, you could tell that he had a lot of experience in arm wrestling. Unlike my hand, that is like it's still soft and still in development. Yeah, so I think that just I needed a little bit more focus, maybe just something a bit differently, something to do a little bit differently. Maybe if I started off going straight into a hook and kind of trying to tire out Ivan, that would have been a better route instead of trying to flash pin him.
Hmm. I think stylistically, Ivan is a very interesting arm wrestler, right? His
Yeah,
engagement through the hand is insane. Like he has one of the best hands, right? We usually say that top rollers have great hand control, right? Ivan's hand control is just different because he goes with the side pressure. And I think
yeah,
you like definitely you never pulled, right? It's a different experience. And uh, there's not a lot of guys right now who do the same thing. It's never been a lot of guys, right? This is why he's special, and I think he does it just better. And pulling him will definitely give you edge next time you meet, which
for
will.
sure. Yeah. The thing about him is that he can rely on his wrist so much without any worries that anybody will take it, that he just doesn't even care how you grip him. He's just like, okay, I'll cup in and get you in a hook in any position. I don't care. And that's a big advantage, going against anyone, really anyone. And that's what makes him one of the greats, really. He's just so strong, and he's very smart as well. He changes up positions and the way he pulls depending on your style, and he's quite fast on the ready go on the start, and he's all around a great arm wrestler and an even a bigger person. Honestly, he's so nice. It's like you can't be mad at him. Whatever
Yes.
he does, he can't. He doesn't trash talk. He
Yeah.
talks to you like when you're off stage, and he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah. I think it was like for me it was very interesting match just to see where you are. Ivan hasn't competed in buff for some time, and you're the current champion, so it was
Yeah,
definitely fitting match. You learned a
I
lot of
agree.
things, and I think it was just deserved. People saying like, "Oh, Reno's not ready." I'm like, who else? Who else? Right?
Yeah.
Who else? Um, Now you will face Bacho. Um,
Yes.
this is the battle of the chosen ones. When Bacho beat Adam, he was like, "Oh my God, he's the biggest thing ever. He's the right." And people keep overlooking you at your accomplishments because like he just did what he did to Adam, and then he got great run like you in juniors. Last Worlds, you didn't compete in juniors, right? Um, how do you feel? Like, do you think it's a worthy match for you? Because your accomplishments outweighs his accomplishments by a mile now.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a interesting match. Um, you could even call it a worthy match. Um, I think it's going to be super interesting just because, as you said, we're the two biggest up and coming kind of stars of arm wrestling, and it's interesting to see who's currently better
Yeah.
and in what position and how we're going to fight and all that. Who can handle the pressure when the light is shining on you, and who can perform better. All of those things are way different in a tournament style of arm wrestling and a super match style of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
As we saw, Bacho had a good performance in the youth class
Yeah.
on Worlds, but when he got to seniors, I guess one of his coaches, I was talking to him, and he said that Bacho got really nervous, and kind of the nerves got to him, and he couldn't perform as well as he wanted to. And we saw that he was he third or something like that, or I don't know, I can't really remember, but or did he even make it to the top three? I'm not 100% sure.
I think he did with the left, right? With
Yeah,
the
yeah.
arm. I have to check results, but with right arm, like, did he even compete or
No,
maybe?
he didn't compete with his right arm, just because he was, I guess, the nerves got to him. But that's okay. We all have different experiences, and he will definitely be a lot better after that kind of experience. He knows like what's gonna happen and how he's. It might have been a little bit different, but I don't know. Honestly, the way that he defeated Ongarbayev on the left just seemed super dominant, and I think the right, which is his stronger hand, would have had an even better performance.
Um, my kind of analysis of this match before going into, I think like Bacho's hand looks insanely good. Like his ability to cup and just control the match right here on top is insane. Um,
Yeah.
but I think your arm strength is more. Like that's where I feel you are the strongest in your arm, right? As soon as you kind of get some pressure on your opponent, you can do pretty much what you want to do. Um, I have you studied his matches, the right arm matches that you have, and do you have strategy, or did you do something maybe different for this, expecting the hand to be so strong, or are you expecting different things?
Uh, yeah, of course. I studied him quite a lot even before the match got announced, and yeah, I think it's going to be actually a very similar match to Matyushenko that I had on the left hand, just because he has as well a strong hand. He might be a little bit more explosive than Ivan in a sense that he like hits really hard on the side, while Ivan is just fast on the start. He doesn't really hit like Bacho. Uh, so it's going to be stylistically quite similar, and I think that's a good thing because I can kind of use some things that I've learned from that match with Ivan. And yeah, I definitely did my homework in school and on Bacho, and I do have a few things planned, but we'll see how it goes. I think the thing that's going to really kind of be a big factor in this whole match is that hand. How am I going to avoid that hand? Because it's just enormous. I mean, it's almost the size of Levon's hand, and that's a huge advantage. I don't know if people are even aware of how big of an advantage you have if you just have a bigger hand. Literally, even if you have a weaker bicep, weaker back pressure, weaker this and that, if you just have a bigger hand, you have a huge advantage over a lot of people.
So my assessment was, oh, sorry, I just don't know why it stopped. Let's see.
That's all right.
Yeah, my camera just died. Yeah, it just died. And it's weird because I put it to charge. Um,
That's all right. People can still see me.
yeah, that's the most important thing right now. So my assessment was pretty much the same as your assessment, right? The hand is the thing that is dealing. Do you think his inside arm wrestling, because most likely you want to get this match inside, right? If he has hand, it would be much harder to. It's easier for him to contain him, right? To contain you. So you think advantage if it goes inside, and do you think it's in a hook or a press?
I think both things will suit me quite well. Of course, the match is going to have to go inside, at least for myself. I'm going to try to kind of go inside in every round in any way, shape, or form, because I think top roll is just not an option, just because of the size of his hand and his cupping ability. His finger strength is as well amazing. And there's just no way that I'm going to do anything in the kind of open hand or top roll position. I might be able to transition eventually if the match goes on for longer, but I think from the very start it's all going to be inside game.
Um, if the power is somewhat equal, do you think you have better endurance?
Yes, I do think that I have better endurance.
Okay.
I think that's something that's on my side, at least from what I saw.
Yeah.
I might be mistaken.
Mm-hmm. I really think it could be. It's hard to predict, right? It's very hard to predict, even for you. Like kind of know, but
yeah,
he's strong. Like you expect him to be really strong, right? He's
yeah.
So
What I noticed is that the less you know about your opponent, the better it is. At least for myself. Like when I go to Worlds or Europeans or in any tournament style of arm wrestling, the less I know about the guy that I'm fighting against, the better. Because I'm not worried if he's going to do something to me or if he's going to take my wrist or anything. I just go in my strongest move, in my strongest position, and most of the time it works. If it doesn't work, then is when I start to kind of think what to do and where do I transition. As soon as you know, or as soon as someone tells you like, oh, you know, this guy is strong, you immediately start losing confidence in your ability and
doubting yourself.
just yeah, like, oh my God, this guy just destroyed this guy in this way, you know, and your confidence drops immensely and you start doubting yourself, which is like the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah. I think your mindset is you're no beginner, you're a pro, you've done this way too many times already, and
Yeah.
on the highest level, I think Dubai will be a different experience for you. Just the whole king of table, it is different, and I hope you will
Yeah,
enjoy
3
it.
fouls, running fouls. Are there running fouls in? Yeah.
They keep changing the rules. I can't even focus.
Yeah. I don't know, but at least there are 3 fouls.
Three
So
foul system, and it's
that's
6 rounds.
definitely something that like you have to use. You have 3 fouls to use, and if you don't use a single one, I think that's just a huge waste. You just have to use every single one of them.
Yeah. If something goes wrong, right?
Yeah, just like this, and you're done.
Just
Oh,
run away.
yeah.
Right. But for me, this is the main event, like of the card.
Yeah,
For
I
me,
heard a lot of people say that they're not happy with the actual main event, and this
uh,
should be the main event.
it's for me the actual main event is hard. I want to talk with Dave, and I need to know where Dave is, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if Dave shows up, Dave can show up like he was, right? But I think on a quite some time, like he had crazy losing streak, right? He was just
Yeah, yeah.
and it is still continuing. He just pulled lefty with Kalinchenko. Left is not even his
I
good.
was so surprised that he lost that match. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that he lost that match.
His left is it's nowhere near his right. Like it's nowhere near. But
Yeah.
yeah, is Vitaly favorite in your eyes right now? Just from or maybe
Um,
Dave just has the kryptonite for what Vitaly is doing.
I think Vitaly has improved from the last time that he pulled with Dave. Excuse me. And I think that Vitaly is definitely, in my eyes, the favorite this time. And if Dave doesn't change something, which I know that he probably will not, as he hasn't changed it for the past, I don't know how long he's been arm wrestling for. He's been arm wrestling the same way, only his power has gone up or down. That's at
Mm.
least what I noticed. If he doesn't try something different, or if he isn't near his best shape, I don't think it's going to be too close, honestly. And Vitaly as well. If Vitaly just learned how to transition into a flop press or in general just into a press, he would be a whole different arm wrestler.
Yeah.
Literally, he could have won the Hermes match if he did that, and he could have done a lot of things if he just learns the flop.
Even like he doesn't even need the flop because he has the can control, right? What he needs
Mm-hmm.
is what Mindaugas did. Don't be afraid coming with your shoulder forward. Like,
Yeah. True. Just a
because
little bit of shoulder pressure, and that's all
yes,
he needs.
yeah, but it's scary when you have done one thing and your body just says no, right? You're confident where you're strong. So, you know, definitely you have these moments where you get on table and you think I'm gonna go for a top roll, and you feel the guy is really strong right there, and then you just drop it and do where you're good at, right? Instantly,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
right? Body is just like no, and mind is like yeah, let's do where we're strong, right? But he definitely needs it. Like you said, he could have won both of those matches, or
For
at
sure.
least yeah. And I think the lessons are there, and I think he's listening. He's a smart guy, and still young. And
Yeah, he
honestly,
should definitely focus. I mean, if you're at the top of arm wrestling, if you're at the top of any sport, not only arm wrestling, you should be versatile, at least in my opinion. You should be well-rounded, smart,
yeah,
uh, table IQ should be there, endurance, everything should be up to par with your title as a professional sportsman in any sport. Like it doesn't matter, arm wrestling, football, anything. I mean, you should be good in any position and ready for anything, really.
yeah. I think as a top roller, you need a press, right? You need a
For
press.
sure.
It's a absolute necessity.
Yeah,
Um,
especially now when like the flop wrist is getting used more and more, and the press wasn't really that prevalent a few years back, and
yes.
then all of a sudden everybody starts using it, and it's a very really effective move. When you're in a bad spot, it can get you out of some nasty positions. It's really good.
Yeah. There's never been a lot of pressers, flop pressers, any kind of pressers, right? Because it's most of the time people get injured, right? But we
Yeah,
see
yeah.
more and more people just like, oh, my elbow can do that, right? We saw Kurdecha going for a press. We
Even
saw
Matt Mask. We saw Matt trying to
Matt
press.
going, yeah.
Oh
It
my God.
I thought he was gonna blow his shit up. His arm was going like this, right? He was
Yeah. That was scary to watch, man.
that
But
was
he did the press a while back. I remember watching his match against Jerry. He actually pressed Jerry, which was really impressive. But yeah, he said that he had some stem cells, and now his elbow is way better.
yeah, super elbow now. Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Um, East versus West 11. Which matches do we maybe talked about it, but which match was for you just like this was impressive or you really enjoyed it? Is the main event
Well,
or
I enjoyed a lot of them actually. I can't really separate one as being the best, but of course, Mindaugas versus Daniel, that was really impressive, and I'm super happy for Mindaugas. Um, he obviously was able to pull off something that he wanted for a while, and he just achieved his goal at being the number one in that category, and that's a super amazing feeling. I can't even imagine especially against someone as strong as Daniel.
Yeah.
Super impressive. Someone that was like really scary to watch, at least for me, was Muratov. He's scary strong. Holy crap. He's absolutely an animal. I
Yeah.
can't even. His left hand is, I think, really close to the #1 spot in the whole world. I think he would give trouble to anyone on the left hand. He's so strong. He's scary strong. Who else? Uh, David Samushia versus help me remember his name.
Vladimir Mayorov.
Yeah, Mayorov. Impressive from Mayorov, honestly. Really good performance. It's something that I expected, but actually, Samushia was able to contain him better than I expected. And Samushia is still the king, of course. Super impressive from both guys. And yeah, the main event, of course, really good, really
Crazy.
good.
That was we're all looking at each other, all the craziness. Remember, we're like,
Yeah,
that doesn't make.
is this really happening?
Is
We
this really
couldn't believe.
happening? The first round was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. Yeah.
I think if Morozov was feeling a little bit better, at least that's what he's told me after the match, is like why he couldn't start right off the go was because he was feeling because he had some pain in his elbow and in his shoulder, so he was actually kind of doomed to only hold Kordecha and try to tire him out until he kind of got warmed up, and then he could attack. But still, super impressive performance from Kordecha. Didn't expect him to be so versatile, so strong in general. I know that he used to lose in a lot of positions that now he just improved so drastically that he could even beat some of the best guys in that exact position.
Yeah.
So he is a contender, and I think that it's a well-deserved match, especially if he gave that much of trouble to Artyom. Really good.
Yeah. It's you know, sometimes taking like you're right now young, you can do it, you compete everywhere on the highest level, right? But there
Yeah,
is something when you take time off and you can just work, right? And the central nervous, because you're not competing, so you're not burning yourself out, right? But you can train, you don't get injured. Like he showed up probably the best we have ever seen him, right?
for
The
sure, for sure.
technically and just abilities on a table and everything. And we didn't see the things we used to see where he was open up and, you know, just
Yeah,
amazing, amazing.
he
Morozov,
looked more confident, more healthy, more
yes,
strong
yeah.
than ever before.
How huge he is. Insane,
Oh
right?
my God, it's hilarious how big he is.
Yeah, it doesn't make
He
any sense.
looks like a big balloon, a really strong balloon, a giant. I mean, like Levon looks huge, but it's like Cordecha is just huge in his shoulders. He has broad shoulders, but
Yeah.
Levon is just like built like a bell. It's easier to jump over him than to like go around him.
No, it was crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
And we have more, you know, this King of Table is going to be awesome. How is your preparation going now? How many times a week do you train, practice, or
I try to train as much as I can. Honestly, 23 days is not a lot, and I had to rest a little bit after the Matyushenko match. And yeah, I'm just hoping to be in good shape and to be healthy. That's kind of my main priority right now, to just be healthy and come to that match without any pain, just because I think that's going to be the biggest factor in my ability to hold him in a hook or in some nasty position. I don't know.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, preparation is going good. I changed a few things, but not because of Bacho, but just in general to kind of test some things out. I've added one or two exercises to kind of condition my hand and my shoulder, and it's definitely paying off. I can feel how much better it feels. It just hurts a lot less. And I
Mhm.
think that's going to benefit me a lot in the long run. And yeah, Preparation is going good. My weights have dropped a little bit. I am not as strong as I used to be, but it's all right, not too much.
Okay, I'm excited to see the small main event, right? I think it's
Yeah, mini main event.
mini main event, right? Um, we will have Wagner. Wagner is going to pull Tobias Sporong, left
Yeah,
arm
on the right hand.
on left.
No, left. Yeah, sorry, he injured his right
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Matt.
Tobias left is, his main weapon.
Oh, yeah. His left is really, really good.
I was thinking because we haven't talked about it with the core sports yet, but do they know they have to have second table, right? Just in case.
Yeah, they should. They they should get the table, referees, and everybody else insured, and they should have a second table ready to go.
We're going like yeah, if it's happening in the same place, it's called space.
Hmm.
So they have all the luxury cars there, like about
Yeah,
100
yeah, I saw the
luxury.
video and everything.
Insane, insane. So the place is insured for sure, right? If Wagner just throws something somewhere, we should be fine. But
Yeah,
we will see.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. What do you think about that match? Tobias is great. He's a top roller, but you think because Wagner is very dangerous. Like people look at him as a sometimes as a meme, like because he's just a fun
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
But he's ridiculously strong. It was just
yeah. It's actually funny how strong he is. He just on the table, he looks, at least to me, is so kind of like confused, and it looks like he doesn't know what he's doing.
and
Just
then
because he's so, yeah, he's so huge, he can't even get close to his hand. He can't do anything because he's just enormous. He's just too big. But when he starts pulling and he gets into his position, he can be very, very dangerous, and especially for someone that top rolls. I think top rollers that have more issues than hookers or hook pullers or like press pullers than top rollers with him. And I think that Tobias, haven't seen a lot of Tobias. He has been, I think, two times
uh,
on East versus West, once against
Morozo
uh yeah, oh, then three times.
three times.
One time he was against Barboza, right?
Barbosa, yeah.
Yeah,
Morozo and Vitaly, right?
yeah,
Those are tough left arm matches for sure.
yeah. So I think Tobias is really good, and I think he's definitely going to prepare his inside game as well, really well. So I don't know, interesting match.
Yeah.
I do think that Tobias has a little bit of an upper hand just because he's more versatile, younger. I would even say a little bit smarter when it comes to table IQ than Wagner. But kind of if he's late on the start, on the ready go, he's definitely going to have a lot of trouble with Wagner. I just hope he doesn't get injured again, because it seems like the stronger he is, the more easily he kind of gets injured. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because he goes hard. That's the thing.
Yeah, he goes a little bit too hard. Yeah, he just kind of forgets about his health and just wants to win.
Even in this match with Matt Mask, right? He won the first one. Matt was surprised. Matt didn't expect that happen at all. And then, like, I'm pretty sure he broke his biceps. I'm gonna ask him next week. We're doing a podcast, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure, like, we all saw it, right? It was just
it looks nasty. Yeah, and his whole right hand, like right side of his pec and
yeah.
his upper arm is all purple.
Of course,
That's
yeah, yeah. Uh, and
it's
and he's
nasty.
such an animal. He's like, don't worry about it. Like,
No,
don't.
no, no. We can pull still.
Yeah, we can
You want to
still
go?
pull.
You want to after pull a little bit?
Yeah, he's an absolute animal. I think it's yeah, we'll have definitely good matches, good fun. There's more to come. I really can't wait to see you. I hope you prepared. Georgian's coming ready,
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
the funny thing is we have Larat and Saginashvili on the same card.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right, right. What do you think about that match? I don't know how much you know about Whisper, right? He just,
Yeah, I saw
of course, you seen the
arm
video.
wrestling. Yeah, of course. I watched a few of his videos and they're entertaining, and it's great that someone is like super popular and spreading
One
the
million,
word.
almost 1 million on TikTok. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's crazy. For arm wrestling, it's just it brings joy to my heart to see someone that is promoting arm wrestling in any way, really, just to promote the sport in a professional manner, in the manner that the arm wrestling whisperer is doing. It's fine. It's just great to see, and Auden to have his match with him is kind of interesting, and it'll be fun to see. But we'll see. It's Auden's first real like challenge, let's say, and super match, where we will see if he prepared and how good he actually is. The when it comes to his technique and his strengths, the arm wrestling whisperer definitely has I think a little bit more experience than him, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be better. I always keep saying that experience doesn't matter if you don't apply the things that you learn from it.
Mm.
That's you can have 100 years of experience over someone that has 2 years of experience, but if that guy with 2 years
Use
applies
it
it better
better.
than you,
Yeah.
it's pointless. Your 100 years of experience doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be really interesting.
Alden is also he's like physically bigger, weighs
Yeah,
more, right? But he's still like newbie, compared to I think Whisper. But it will be very interesting because this Alden has the name. He has to carry the legacy, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so
But there's more on his shoulders than on arm wrestling whisperers.
I think so too. I think so, especially
Maybe
being
not, maybe not too much from others, but just in his mind, I'm sure that he wants to honor the Larrett surname, the Larrett,
yeah.
you know, legacy.
I can't wait to he gets on table and Jody says, put his elbow down, put his elbow down.
Yeah. I'm sure that he's going to try to use some of the tricks that Devon does, for
Yeah,
sure. We'll
yeah.
see how well he does them.
I'm excited. Guys, Rino Mašić gonna pull Bacho Saginashvili, King of Table 10, February 24. We all gonna be there. It's gonna be a really crazy event. Link is in description. Tomorrow, I'm going live with Lachlan Adair to talk about his opponent, David Arbuli. Thank you, Rino, one more time. Appreciate you.
Thank you. See you.
We talk a lot of back and forth, but I love you. So
Yeah,
stay strong and love our
and love arm wrestling.
Thank you guys. Bye, Dino.